All right, now when planning a holiday, it's easy to forget all about the hidden travel costs.
1 minute you've scored a bargain trip and the next you're getting stung with charges for all those extras. Sunrise consumer correspondent Shaun White has been investigating the traps and how to avoid them, Shaun.
Yeah, guys, there's a lot to consider when you travel, and let's face it, it's easy to forget about international data costs and whether your baggage limit is the same on every flight you're planning to take. But these tips will make sure you don't get caught out.
You've scored a good deal and booked your dream break. Then you're hammered by hidden fees. Well, suddenly that deal can end up burning a big hole in your hip pocket.
You can get carried away when you see a hotel deal or a flight that seems too good to be true and you haven't read all the fine print.
Well, Finder.com.au's Sabine Leroy says there are ways to avoid getting stung. Her first tip: look out for excess baggage fees.
If you travel to Europe, you might be pulling around with you a 30-kilo suitcase, but you might have some internal flights where the limit's 20 kilos. Look at those internal flights and how much you're allowed, and make sure you're sticking to that limit rather than your long-haul flight limit.
So pack light and make sure you're within allowed domestic limits. The next hidden cost is with resort fees.
Resort fees are quite common in America. If there's a shuttle service, pool, or a coffee machine in your room, you can bet that you're going to be charged resort fees.
Well, make sure you check the fine print or call ahead and ask. Well, smaller boutique hotels are also less likely to have those additional charges. Well, next up, car hire costs. Consider whether you need to lower your insurance excess, because that move alone could add $40 a day. And remember to factor in extra driver fees.
If the person who isn't declared is behind the wheel during an accident, you'll void your travel insurance.
You also want to beware of excess data charges.
You might think you'll be okay if you jump from free Wi-Fi to free Wi-Fi, but you might just get lost and turn your maps on. Or you might have a harmless scroll through Instagram and it'll cost you $300 on top of your ordinary bill.
So make sure you switch international roaming off and buy a global SIM card, or buy a data pack from your telco before leaving home.
These packs are so easy to add on. They range from $5 to $10 a day, and you just set them up before you leave.
And finally, investigate your credit card terms and conditions. Do ATM or foreign exchange fees apply? If so, you might want to consider a travel money card.
Do be aware that it takes 2 to 3 days to clear funds. So if you're overseas and you're a little bit strapped to cash, you need to make sure you have that factored in.
Yeah, a word of advice with carry-on: be really careful. Airlines are cracking down. A lot of people who used to check in online without actually putting it through properly. Qantas in particular are looking out for you guys, so be careful.
They're on to us, people who do that. Thank you, Shaun.